I've just dropped Jasper off at preschool, and yeah, it's like 11 o'clock. You seem to fancy having a lie-in today. Wouldn't normally let him lie in like that on a preschool day, but he was really tired yesterday, so it sort of made sense, I thought. And it meant I got a bit of a lie-in too, which is always nice. Right, better get to it. Super busy day. And then tomorrow's going to be an even more busy day. Okay, today's vlog post is just rendering. And I'm going to quickly stick some shorts on because I need a run. And I haven't had one for like a week. Time is a little bit on the tight side because I've got to also pack and get everything ready to depart. That was fun and painful. Need to try and remember to take my running shoes to San Francisco. And I should probably write a list as well, because I haven't done that yet. Which means I'm running the risk of forgetting something important. Better crack on, I've only got an hour. And then I have to go get Jasper and drive to his grandparents. I'm ready. You know, I think amazingly enough, I'm not actually late. Yeah, I'm on time. I was thinking while I was running about the amount of effort that's required, the sort of mental effort to overcome what my body is basically saying, you know, enough, stop, don't run anymore. That's pretty much the message I was receiving loud and clear from about minute 15. And I only did 30 minutes at 12 kilometers an hour, but I'm not as fit as I'd like to be, of course. And I worked my way through that using a sort of, you know, almost kind of zoning out meditation type approach. You know, just trying to push that feeling of pain as far away from me as possible, because it was hard work. But what occurred to me during that time is the fact that a human mind can do more or less anything. Just add time. Doesn't matter if we're talking about sending rockets to Mars or building electric cars or transforming the way energy is generated. There is no real fundamental limit to what we can achieve. We just need to be persistent. It's an attitude that I have developed over the last, I don't know, basically since I left university and I met Soph and everything else. Running is essentially a kind of a little microcosm of that, because you've got, you know, your body and the various different not particularly helpful bits of your brain saying, stop, it's too much, no. Some people feel that more than others and some people feel it less than others, and you've got to kind of push on through that. And that's exactly the same with everything else, I think, actually. I'm absolutely starving because Jasper's already had his supper. He had that at preschool, and I don't think my mother and father are going to be at home when we get there, so I'm going to stop and grab a cheeseburger from McDonald's, which is the most fantastically good value for money that you will ever find. On a calories per pound basis, it's incredible. Now, I don't recommend trying to live on cheeseburgers from McDonald's, of course, but you know, as an occasional thing, hey, why not? Just got to try and do that without waking Jasper, because we've still got quite a long way to go. Turns out I'm not the only person with this idea, clearly.
Hello, what can I get for you today?
Hi, just a cheeseburger, please. Oh, that hit the spot. Well, that was a colossal waste of time. I just sat in all that traffic for about 15 minutes, and now I have to go back the way I've just been. I don't know what's going on over there, but it's clearly quite serious. Actually, thinking about it, you never know. My cheeseburger that I stopped and got could have actually saved me from being involved in whatever happened up there. I will just have to find an alternative route somehow. Not sure what that's going to look like. Oh man, I think what we probably want to do is go along to that fairly major road and then head up that way and then across, and oh goodness me, what a mess. I saw a fire engine up that way, so maybe it's got something to do with the unreliability of internal combustion engine cars, or maybe it's had something to do with the unreliability of human drivers. Both problems that Tesla is trying to remedy. Bring it on, I say. At least Jazzy's still asleep, so thank goodness for small favours. More unreliable human drivers. Oh, I'm quite knackered. Yeah, you can have a cookie and a bit of milk, and then it'll be bedtime, okay? Because it's actually quite late. I'm afraid Gigi and Grandpa aren't here at the moment. They've gone out for the night. Oh, I forgot how much fun this thing is. Right, you want a little go?
Yeah.
Super careful, Jasper. Don't want you to hurt yourself.
Daddy, stop!
Oh, okay, is it my go? After a longboard, this thing feels tiny. It's nice and manoeuvrable though. Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, a longboard is much more sensible, especially if you're going to go quickly. I would certainly recommend you get a longboard. Yeah, so anyway, I was driving up, and whilst I was doing that, I was thinking to myself, it's just so amazing what people have actually achieved. When you compare and contrast that to something like, you know, medieval ages. When I was looking at things like power lines, for example, and you actually think about it in sort of terms that somebody in the medieval age would sort of understand, sort of, it's basically huge amounts of static electricity. There are lines like that crisscrossing the country, millions of people 100% dependent on the availability of that power. And that's to say nothing of things like road networks, planes. I mean, it blows my mind. Oh, I love it. I find it so funny. That's what my mum does when she wants to leave me a message. She puts it on the coffee machine. Sure in the knowledge that there's absolutely no way I could miss that. This all sort of goes back to what I was saying in the car about you can achieve anything. People, humans, either individually or collectively, can basically do anything. That's why I think it's such a shame when people sort of self-limit and they say things like, it'll never happen. Oh, electric cars, they're never going to become the mainstream. How can you possibly say that? I mean, is that not exactly what everybody who used to ride around on a horse or in a horse and cart, didn't they used to say that about, you know, these big noisy horseless carriages? They were like, oh, that'll never catch on. They're so dangerous and stupid and noisy. I tell you what, we'll have men walking in front of them waving red flags. You know, so that people know they're coming because they're so dangerous and cumbersome. It'd be quite funny though. I'd love to see everybody marching up and down the M1 waving a red flag in front of a car at walking speed. That'd be a sight. They should do that for historical reasons. I suppose really what I want to try and convey here is a message of hope. Because, you know, we're never going to be where we want to be, particularly. There's always going to be something new that needs fixing, or something new that we want to do that we don't know how to. But eventually, I think we can pretty much do anything. because of Sense8, I've totally dropped back again. So I've got 2 videos to edit tonight. But Sense8 was amazing. That's part of the reason why I've been so kind of, what's the word? You know, philosophical about the world. I like sci-fi, fantasy type TV shows that get the cerebral cortex buzzing. Isn't that right, Jasper? Always good to flex your brain a little bit. I hope you enjoyed today's vlog post. If you have, remember to like it, share it and subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram if you don't already.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
See you tomorrow for the next installment of my daily vlog. Bye. History is going to look back at the next decade or two as a really sort of pivotal shift in the technology. I think mainly that's going to be driven by information technology, if I'm honest, but also batteries and how we power civilization generally. It's just very exciting, really.